Welcome to episode 110 of Cameron Sports Podcast. It's your host here, Cameron Lindsay. I'm back with a brand new episode. Today's episode will be making my 2025 college football week 1 predictions. That's right, the 2025 college football season is finally here. Starts this week. Started on Thursday with Boise State and USF. We got even more games after that, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So we got a lot of games coming up, but I got a few games that make my predictions on, this week. So let's get right into it. Starting off, we got the Syracuse Orange from the ACC taking on them 24th ranked Tennessee Volunteers from the SEC. So we got ACC versus SEC challenge, Aflac Kickoff in Atlanta, Georgia, 12 o'clock at noon. Syracuse will have a new starting quarterback. Kyle McCord went off to the NFL draft. Was a late round pick or undrafted free agent by the Philadelphia Eagles. I think he ended up getting cut by them. But Syracuse will have a new signal caller under center, and that will be Notre Dame transfer Steve Angeli has been named their starting quarterback. Tennessee also will have a new signal caller under center. Now they have had an interesting offseason, starting with former Tennessee quarterback Nico Imalava, still trying to pronounce his last name right. It started off with him wanting a bigger deal. He was at Tennessee making $2 million a year in NIL money. It was reported he wanted $4 million. Now, Nico is a talented quarterback, young. He was a redshirt sophomore. Big quarterback, 6'6". Very talented, but his production didn't really match what he was asking for, in my opinion. But get your money. I think players deserve NIL because not everybody's going to make it in the NFL. Get to the NFL, not everybody's going to succeed in the NFL. So if you can make money in college and you may not even last that long in the NFL, let's say you make 2 years, because the average NFL career is like 3 years. So if you want to make a certain amount of money in the NFL, let's say a late round draft pick, you may be set because you made a lot of money in college and you can invest that money into something else. And okay, cool. He had, I think, over 2,000 yards, 19 touchdown passes. Good but not great. He led Tennessee to the college football playoff against Ohio State. They got mollywopped, not gonna lie, in Columbus against the Buckeyes, who went on to win the national championship. So Nico decided to sit out a spring ball. He didn't report, and then it ended up coming not too long after that him and Tennessee decided to part ways, and he would no longer be a part of the football team. So he entered the transfer portal. Seeing what schools will give him the deal he's looking for. And then this school didn't want him, this school didn't want him, and then he finally decided on UCLA, and he ended up signing with UCLA. Now, and my thing is, now this is what gets interesting. Now it's getting reported from Nico and his dad, who kind of maybe somewhat represents him, that it was never about the money, it was about the offense Nico wanted to run, be in. And my thing is like, okay, I get that, but like, why would it come out that it's strictly about money, So, yeah, that's interesting. And now he's going from making $2 million in NIL money at Tennessee to now $1.1 million. And we don't know how much that is after tax, because in California, there's a state tax. They tax real hard. Unlike in Tennessee, I think in Tennessee there's no state tax, I believe. So, yeah, But then he came out and said that it was never about money. It was about being close to home. His family is from, lives in Cali, I think, around the Los Angeles area. So, yeah. But with Nico transferring to UCLA, the quarterback, Joey Aguilar, decided to leave UCLA. He transferred from Appalachian State to UCLA. And as soon as Nico transferred to UCLA, he re-entered the transfer portal and decided to go to Tennessee. So it's like a NFL trade. So both schools traded quarterbacks, basically. Not technically, but in a way they kind of did. So Nico is at UCLA. Joey Aguilar is now at Tennessee, and Tennessee has named App State / UCLA transfer quarterback Joey Aguilar their starting quarterback. So it's going to look real interesting without Nico in this offense. Tennessee is talented. They got some 4-star, 5-star players. They got a good coach that I do believe in. They just signed him to an extension. So we'll see, but it's going to be interesting. Tennessee did lose a lot. They lost Ty Simpson, their starting running back, who had over 20 rushing touchdowns. He's with the Cleveland Browns. They do have some young weapons, receivers on offense. Their defense, they did lose their star pass rusher to the NFL draft with the Atlanta Falcons. So, yeah, they may struggle a bit this year. I don't know if Tennessee's going to end up making the college football playoff this year. But that being said, for this game against Syracuse, I think it's going to be a good game. Syracuse is no pushover. I know they lost their starting quarterback, Kyle McCord, so it's going to be interesting to see how Steve Angeli looks as the starting quarterback being transferred from Notre Dame. I think it's going to be a close game, but I'm going to go with Tennessee 23-17. Like I said, SEC football is just different. It's a neutral site field, so no team has home field advantage. I mean, it may be more Tennessee fans because Atlanta is closer drive to Tennessee than from New York where Syracuse is. But I'm going to go 23-17. I think this will be a close game. It would not surprise me if Syracuse wins this game, but I'm going Tennessee. Now, next game, we got number 8 Alabama taking on Florida State, 3:30 p.m. This Saturday. Alabama also have a new signal caller under center with Jalen Milroe off to the NFL draft, drafted by the Seattle Seahawks. Ty Simpson has been named their starting quarterback, the redshirt junior who sat 3 years behind Jalen Milroe and Bryce Young. He finally get a shot. He's competing with Austin Mack and the 5-star freshman Keelan Russell for the starting quarterback job. That's some good news. The bad news for Alabama, their starting running back Jam Miller will miss some time, so he's going to miss a couple games. So it's really going to be interesting to see how Alabama looks running the ball without their starting running back. They already had Justin Hayes transfer to Michigan, so they're going to have some young running backs step up with Jam Miller out this game. Florida State also will have his new starting quarterback under center. They had a rough year. They had DJ Uiagalelei, and he did not play well. He's off to the NFL. He just made the team for my Chargers on the practice squad. They just named Boston College transfer Tommy Castellanos. If I'm pronouncing this last, sorry, I know I'm mispronouncing it, as their starting quarterback, the transfer from Boston College. Now, Tommy has been, talking a lot as far as, going against Alabama, saying Nick Saban is not there anymore. He believes Florida State can compete with Alabama. But I'm here to say he's in for a rude awakening. Alabama's just too talented. I know Nick Saban's not there. I know Ty Simpson, this will be his first year starting, but they still got Ryan Williams. They still got an elite defense. I know they don't got Malachi Moore no more, but that Alabama team is still very talented. And I think they're going to run the table with Florida State. I don't think it's going to be close. It may be close for a little bit, but I can see Alabama pulling away. And I got Alabama winning against Florida State 42-17, big over the Seminoles. Next up, we got my number 6 Notre Dame taking on number 10 Miami. That will be Sunday, 7:30 p.m. The Fighting Irish and the Miami Hurricane both will have new signal callers under center going into the season. Notre Dame has named C.J. Carr their starting quarterback, the young redshirt freshman, sophomore, I forgot which one he is, as their starting quarterback. He ended up winning the job. Carson Beck, Georgia transfer from Georgia to Miami, got a big NIL deal. He's looking for a bounce-back season after being injured in the SEC championship game against Texas. I went back and forth with this one. Notre Dame ended up losing a lot of pieces on their team, starting offensive linemen. They ended up losing their Sam Pendleton, uh, one of their key offensive linemen. They all on their team, and yeah, I just think that it's gonna be interesting to see how that Notre Dame offensive line look. But good news is they will have Jeremiah Love, arguably the best running back in the nation, coming back. And most likely he will be a first-round pick probably in next year's NFL draft. Miami lost some weapons, starting with Cam Ward, who went first overall to the Tennessee Titans. Cam Ward's not there, but that Miami offense looked good. Restrepo is not going to be there, but they still got some young weapons. Malachi Tony, the freshman from American Heritage. JoJo Trader, the young sophomore receiver from Shad Madonna. I think he's going to have a breakout year this season. But I just don't know how that Miami defense is going to look. They was god-awful, last year. Miami's offense was good, but their defense was bad. I don't know how that's going to look. Notre Dame, their defense was good, but they ended up losing some pieces as well. But to be honest, I trust Marcus Freeman more than I do Mario Cristobal. And with that being said, even though it's going to be interesting, I think Notre Dame can find a way to win. And I got 17-14. I got a low-scoring game because both teams have new quarterbacks. Carson Beck's not a bad quarterback, but, C.J. Carr I don't know too much about. But I think Notre Dame will end up winning this game. They're going to run the football with Jeremiah Love, and they're going to find a way to win this game against Miami. Next up, we got Auburn taking on Baylor this Friday around 7 o'clock. Jackson Arnold transferred from Oklahoma to Auburn. He will be their new starting quarterback. That's going to be interesting. Another thing, I think Hugh Freeze will be on the hot seat this season. This will be his third year at Auburn. You got a talented roster, man. You got a real talented roster. There's no excuses. You got a 5-star receiver in Cam Coleman, who's a sophomore this year. I think he's gonna have a breakout year, but you need to get him the ball. You got Eric Singleton, the transfer from Georgia Tech. You got talented running back room. You got an elite offensive line. You got elite defensive players. There's no way that Josh should not be competing this season in the SEC. You just need better quarterback play. Peyton Thorne was not it. He was bad. That was terrible quarterback play. And I just think for a star like Cam Coleman to have a breakout season, he needs a quarterback to get him the ball. He's very talented. I seen him play at Central here in Phoenix City. It's the reason why he was a 5-star receiver. He's very talented, long, fast, but he can't throw himself the ball. Last year he had a good DC freshman year, 500 yards, 598 yards, 37 catches, 8 touchdowns. But he could have had more than that. He got outshadowed by Jeremiah Smith and Ryan Williams because they had better quarterback play than he did, and a better team. But I think if Cam Coleman was at Alabama or at Ohio State, he would have better numbers in this. But it is what it is. I just think if they have another bad year, another bad quarterback play year, I can see Cam Coleman transferring. I'm not even going to lie. My uncle, he called me. He said, do I think Cam Coleman is going to leave? I said, possibly. If they have a bad year and the quarterback play is bad, I think he might consider leaving. But I don't know Cam Coleman personally like that, but he's a good young man. So I don't think he would just leave out the blue. I think he's the type of person where he's gonna give it a go, see how it is a couple years, and then I can see him doing what's best for him in his career. So yeah, but Baylor is a very talented team. I went back and forth with this prediction. Even at work, my coworkers was like, "Cam, who you got, Auburn or Baylor?" I said, I'll lean towards Baylor because it's at home. They got the home field advantage. But I really feel like Auburn really does need this win more than Baylor does. Baylor can bounce back, win the Big 12, and get into the college football playoff. Auburn, if they lose this game, Hugh Freeze is going to be on the hot seat. They got Auburn has tough games this season. They got Baylor. They got Oklahoma. They're at Texas A&M. Georgia at home. If they lose that game, they got And then after that, they got Alabama. That's their next hardest game. So they really need to win. If they can beat Baylor, that's a win. They got Ball State, South Alabama, that's a win. If they could win one of those two games at Oklahoma or at Texas A&M, I probably would like them more against Oklahoma than Texas A&M. At Texas A&M, that won't be easy. So we'll see. But they're going to be on the hot seat. So with that being said, I'm going Auburn 24-21 over Baylor, a 3-point game. I'm not confident in it because, like I said, I'm not that confident in Jackson Arnold because I didn't really see too much for him like that at Oklahoma. Now, granted, a lot of his receivers were hurt, injured, but he did get benched against Auburn, the same team he's with now. They played last year at Auburn. He got benched for a freshman. So we'll see, mate. But you never know. A new scenery. Look at Bo Nix, who's in the NFL with the Denver Broncos. He transferred from Auburn to Oregon, and he resurrected his career into a first-round pick and had a phenomenal rookie season last year, throwing the second most touchdown passes in a single season by a rookie with 29 touchdown passes. So it's possible. We'll see, but I really think Auburn really needs this win. Next up, we got my West Virginia Mountaineers at home with new head coach Rich Rodriguez returning to West Virginia. We're taking on Robert Morris, a little FCS school. So you already know I'm going West Virginia. This is gonna be an easy win. But I know we're gonna win the game. But I really look to see how our offense, how our team is gonna look heading into the season. This is like a tune-up game. Going against a low-level school. And, we did lose a lot of transfers. We did take a lot of transfers in. I was watching a video that it said that, on another podcast, it said West Virginia, we got over, I saw online too that we got over 50, 70 transfers. 50, 70 new players on the team. And that's crazy. And that makes me worry a little bit. I love my West Virginia Mountaineers, as you can see right here on this football. West Virginia all day. But it just like, I don't know. It just, I'm a little worried. I think I wouldn't be mad if we make a bowl game, go 6-6, make a bowl game. That'd be fine with me, But it's gonna be like a little interesting year because I feel like we could struggle. But we got Nico Marchio who gonna be starting at quarterback. I look forward to seeing how he's gonna look as a guy. Now that Garrett Green is off to the NFL. But I'm going West Virginia, no doubt about it. Now, next up, we got number 9 LSU taking on number 4 Clemson, Saturday, 7:30. 2 Heisman Trophy winners, NFL first-round picks, Cade Klubnik and Garrett Nussmeier. Both are going to be Heisman Trophy candidates, both potentially first-round picks. We got Dabo Swinney taking on Brian Kelly. 2 elite coaches, 2 elite quarterbacks, 2 elite rosters. Who's the real Death Valley? There's Death Valley in LSU, Death Valley in Clemson. Now, some people are thinking LSU's going to win this game. I'm here to tell you that's not happening. I understand Garrett Nussmeier is talented. He is. He may be a first-round pick. But that LSU defense was horrible last year. I told my uncle this. He'll see this video. I texted, telling him on the phone, that defense was horrible. Perkins, the linebacker, was hurt. Granted, he's coming back, but that defense was horrible. Offense, I got to see it first to see is that LSU defense going to be better. Because even with Jaden Daniels, the past couple of years, that LSU defense has been horrible. When Jaden Daniels won the Heisman Trophy, they were horrible. The reason they won it because he was phenomenal and he carried them to 9 wins. They probably could have made the college football playoff if their defense was even decent. At least decent if they would have made the college football playoff. But I just don't see it. Clemson's defense is elite. They got T.J. Parker, who had 11 sacks, junior from here in Phoenix City, Alabama. He went to Central High School just like Cam Coleman. He's been a beast at Clemson. He had 11 sacks last year. He's going to be a first-round pick in next year's NFL draft. You got Peter Woods, who's going to be a first-round pick in next year's draft, junior from Thompson here in Alabama. Them two on the defensive line, Clemson has produced elite defensive linemen over the years. since Dabo Swinney has been head coach. They also got Avion Terrell, a younger brother of A.J. Terrell, cornerback for the Atlanta Falcons. He looks like he's going to be a first-round pick. Matter of fact, I see it got a stat here about Avion. If I could pull it up real quick. But right here. Avion forced 14 incompletions last year, which is the most among returning cornerbacks. So he's gonna be a first-round pick. They got 3 players on that defense that's gonna be first-round picks from Clemson: Peter Woods, defensive tackle; T.J. Parker, defensive end from Clemson; and Avion Terrell, corner from Clemson. Also, they also got a young sophomore sensation at linebacker, Sammy Brown, who's a freshman last year. He's good. He's a real good player. That Clemson defense is loaded. Now, I'll talk about the offense. Like I said, Cade Klubnik, potential first-round pick. Brian Wesco, Williams, TJ Bryant, I forgot his name, Bryant. They got good receiver play. Now, the only question I would have at Clemson is the running back. How they gonna look at running back? That's gonna be interesting. That's the only weakness I can say Clemson offense has is running back. But I just think they have more depth. They're equipped to win right now. Like, they almost have no weaknesses on that roster. Like, last year they won the ACC. I think they're clearly going to win the ACC this year. I think Clemson's going to go undefeated in the ACC because the ACC is not strong at all. But I just don't see how people think LSU is going to win this game. Dabo Swinney, in my opinion, is a better coach. They're both elite coaches. I just think Clemson is just going to win this game. I got Clemson winning this game 31-26. I think it'll be a good game, but I think Clemson is just going to win this game. They're better top to bottom, both sides of the ball. Now, lastly, this game, even though it's not late, it comes on at noon. This is the game of the week and also my game of the week. We have the number 1 ranked team in the nation, the Texas Longhorns, taking on number 3 Ohio State. At noon, this is game of the week. Arch Manning is officially the guy. He's the starting quarterback at Texas after being a backup last couple years to Quinn Ewers. Ohio State will have a new starting quarterback, redshirt freshman Julian Sayin. He was at Alabama a little bit, but transferred, so he was technically never played at Alabama because when Nick Saban retired, he entered the transfer portal, which a lot of players did, just like Caleb Downs. So it's going to be real interesting. It's going to be a good game. You got Ohio State got 2 of the best players in all of college football on their roster, on offense and defense. Jeremiah Smith, who's only a sophomore. Caleb Downs is a junior, who's potentially going to be could be the number 1 overall pick, but we know it's going to be quarterback, but he's going to be a top 3 pick in next year's NFL draft. We know that for a fact. When Jeremiah Smith goes pro in the 2027 NFL draft, he probably going to be the first overall pick. We know he's going to be the first receiver off the board, no doubt about it. He's a Heisman Trophy candidate this year, just like Arch Manning is. But one thing I don't like is, why are people putting so much pressure on Arch Manning? Let him play. Like, I get it. He's talented. He's 6'3", 6'4", 225 pounds, 230. He's speed. He's way faster than his uncles, Peyton and Eli, who couldn't outrun a tortoise on a good day. I get that. But he has not been the guy all season. And then some people say it's a red flag that he was a backup to Quinn Ewers. Yeah, like Quinn Ewers was a bum. It's a reason why Quinn Ewers was a starter. Before he got hurt last year, Quinn Ewers was looking like a Heisman Trophy candidate. But I get it. I think he deserves to be a Heisman Trophy candidate. I wouldn't say he should be the favorite. The favorite, I think, should be either Jeremiah Smith or Garrett Nussmeier, Cade Klubnik. One of them 3 players right there should be the favorite. Arch, just let him play. If he balls in this game against Ohio State, then I can say, okay, the hype, we can put it on him now a little bit. But till this game is played, until the season gets a little bit going, let him play. Don't put this pressure on him. This is first year starting. And then if he plays bad, all this hype. Why they put all this hype on him? The media did it. We did it. Stop doing all this. That's why I hate with some media people like Colin Cowherd put this pressure on Arch Manning. Let him play. Just let him play. But with that being said, Ohio State did beat Texas in a college football playoff semifinal last year, 28-14. That Texas defense did shut out Jeremiah Smith. He didn't go off, but Travion Henderson did, and the Ohio State defense balled out. They did lose a lot of pieces on defense, but they do got Caleb Downs, their best defensive player, returning. But Texas also got talented players returning. Colin Simmons, a sophomore pass rusher, he's back. Texas has an elite running back room. They have a good wide receiver room in Wesco, coming back. So with that being said, with two young quarterbacks being in this game, I'm going to have to lean towards Texas. I get Ryan Day just won a national championship, but I just think that Texas has a little bit more, because Ohio State also losing Travion Henderson and Quinshon Judkins, so they won't have that running back tandem no more. Their running back room is going to be questioned. I wonder if are they going to be able to run the ball on Texas. I know they're probably going to be able to throw it a little bit with Jeremiah Smith and Cardinal Tate and Brandon Ennis, but will they be able to run the ball? With CJ Donaldson, who transferred from West Virginia, he's going to be there. So are they going to be able to run the ball? How Julian Sayin is going to look being the guy now in Ohio State, being a starting quarterback. But we'll see. I got Texas 24-23. I think it's going to be a 1-point game that's going to come down to the wire. I can't wait to watch this game. I hope all of you going to watch this game. College football is back, baby. It's back. It is back. I'm definitely going to be watching. I'm looking forward to this weekend. I got a 3-day weekend at work I'm for sure going to be watching, and can't wait to come back on my podcast and talk about these games and the whole college football season going forward. And I hope you are too. And I definitely appreciate each one of y'all tuning in. Again, if you want to touch down with Cam, click that subscribe button, turn on post notifications. All football season, high school, college, NFL, we're going to be here. We coming. So please make sure you subscribe. And I'll catch y'all next time for another episode. This has been Cameron Lindsay, your favorite host of your favorite podcast, sports podcast. And I'll catch y'all next time. Take care.